Hi guys, welcome to Football with Brownie and another show of Brownie Meets. We haven't done one of these for a while, to be honest, since before December. Anyway, check the ticker below. Hope you're well. Start spreading life. I can't remember what the intro is now. Anyway, check out the ticker below. All the platforms Football with Brownie. Channel figures above. Updated around about 5 minutes ago. But as many people who have who subscribed to the channel for a while, this type of show is basically I'm all for collaborating and getting friendly with other YouTubers. Can help each other out, bounce ideas off each other, and previously we've had Den Developer on, Benjamin Bloom, Arsenal fan circle, Sam Greenwood TV. List goes on and on, really. But before Christmas, was it beginning of December, Harry? I think Harry got in contact with me because Cardiff were playing Birmingham, and we've been in contact ever since, really. And so tonight, Brownie is meeting the YouTube channel Lichfield Tamworth Bluenoses, which is owned by Harry. Harry, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm great, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not trying. Listen, we should have done one of these a few days ago. But
we spoke for a long time the other day, didn't we?
Welcome to the channel, my friend. So, how did your Christmas go?
It was great. It was really good.
Yeah.
What about yours?
I can't get used to these bloody UK winters, I'll be honest with you. Bloody freezing, absolutely freezing. So my first UK winter for 3 or 4 years, I can't remember now. But yeah, I'm struggling. My body is struggling. My body's a temple. My body's a temple. But anyway, so let's get back to it. Quite relatively new YouTube channel, Harry. Tell us about just your story and why you created the YouTube channel and so on.
I must be honest, I was bored a couple of months ago. It wasn't even planned. I was just like, why not? I was a blues fan. I saw other blues YouTubers like Davo. We got a main one called Davo and another one called Brummy Joe. They're quite inspirational for me to do it as well. And yeah, it was just one of those, really. We already had a Facebook group of Lichfield and Tamworth Bluenoses, so I thought, why not expand it even more by creating a YouTube channel?
Very good idea, because one can help the other platform out. As you can see in the bottom there, we've got a Facebook, Football Brownie got a Facebook page.
Yeah.
I do find that Twitter does help the channel quite a lot, really. Especially on watch-alongs, because people are looking for Twitter, looking for a live stream. Okay, it's a bit of a clickbait trick, but you put a live stream on Twitter, say Liverpool Man United game now. Click on this. People click on it, and you just see my mugshot talking about the game. But in the YouTube's eyes, that's one extra viewer.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I only have my personal Twitter myself. That's the only thing of Lichfield and Tamworth Bluenoses don't have is an own Twitter. I usually tend to state my channel out on my own Twitter, but I probably will end up doing my own Twitter for.
You'll end up doing it, mate. You'll end up doing it, but trust me, Jesus. So, how many you're on about? Look, I know I'm from Cardiff area. Been out of Birmingham quite often, but many years ago now. And when Sullivan and Gold were in charge there, Lichfield Tamworth. Top of my head, were you looking at about 20, 30 mile from Birmingham, or?
I can't even think, mate. Probably about that, yeah. Probably.
So is it a big following? That's what I'm trying to get at. Is it a big following in that area?
Yeah, our fan base is quite big, I would say, yeah.
Villa in Tamworth and Lichfield. Villa, is it a Villa area really, or Birmingham area?
To be fair, it used to be a load of Villa fans, especially from Tamworth. But over the recent couple of years, I've known it to be a little bit of even.
No, basically you chased them out of the area, yeah? That's what you done. We all know what goes on under the surface. Right. So anyway, how long have you been following Blues? When was your first game?
Gosh, I think I was really young. I must have been about 9. I think it might have been like Watford at home or something.
Okay. So you're looking at championship level then, yeah?
Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
championship. Yeah.
You're making me feel old now because I remember Birmingham in what is now called League One level. So you're making me feel old. But so well, I'm trying to I don't even know your age. So I'm trying to figure out your age. So was that under the Golden Sullivan era, or was that idiot called Carson Young? It was, wasn't it?
I think so. Think.
That dodgy guy from Hong Kong, basically.
I think so.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate, because finally Golden Sullivan took them to the Premier League,
Yeah.
and they showed out, but they showed out to the first buyer really, and it all fucking went pear shaped after that.
Yeah. The only good thing about Carson Young is the Blues fans ended up making a chant about him, which I won't show on here because it's got
It's happening 9 o'clock, but then again, YouTube will probably take a show off. But so how are you finding YouTube then at the moment? How long has your channel been up and running, and how are you finding it at the moment?
It's been over just 2 months. It's gone really well. It's given me something to do, and I just like talking about football to people.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
and Blues as well. It's just great. I like it.
It really is. I know many people do say it, but I mean, I really started or really focused on this channel because when I was over in Marbella, the Spanish lockdown was really tough. It really was tough, compared to what the UK lockdown was. And it was then where I thought, you know what, I need to do something. I need to
Yeah,
do something, to keep my sanity. People say I'm still unstable now, but but back then it really was a help mentally, and even watching YouTube.
oh
Um,
yeah.
uh, so I completely get it. Really, I do get it.
Another
So
one for me was like I felt like every year I seemed to accomplish something, and in 2021 this year, I felt like I hadn't really like accomplished anything, and I feel like now I have.
yeah, no, definitely. Hey, well, you caught the attention of myself and people who've been in a chat in recent days. Anyway, you definitely been in a few subs from
Yeah,
and
definitely.
well, what I found. I mean, obviously, I'm a Cardiff fan. You're a Birmingham fan. If I could well be. I don't know. I don't think I am. Saying anything out of order here, but I think fan base between Cardiff and Birmingham is probably very similar, give or take 50,000, say.
Yeah, it's just
The
the blues
area.
fans like singing that famous song about Cardiff. I don't know if you're aware.
Go on, go on.
I'm not going to share it because it will just
No,
kick
no,
us off.
carry on. Because I remember years ago, I remember going up to St Andrews, and
Do you
they were
remember?
burning a Welsh flag years ago, and Karen Brady actually walked across the pitch or around the pitch and took the flag. Sorry, they weren't burning it. I was looting. They were waving a Welsh flag or something. It was something derogatory on there. Cam Brady come out of the executive lounge or whatever, walked around the pitch and grabbed the flag off the Birmingham supporter. But I say that was many years. So go on. What's the new chant now? You lot have
Well,
got
it's
a bit.
not really new. We've been singing it for years. I don't know if you're aware though.
Well, go on. You probably remind me now.
It goes I-O, you couldn't fill a fridge. I-O, you couldn't fill a fridge. Your mother's into Tupperware, your father's peed his pants. We're all doing the Cardiff dance.
That's quite funny, actually. That's quite funny. It's quite funny. That wasn't around when I was there anyway. But I mean, well, basically, because Cardiff went from blue to red, I did self boycott for 10 years. So that's probably where why I've missed that chant anyway. But quite good one. It's quite a good one. I do like funny football chants, no matter what team they're for and what team they're against. It's quite a good one, actually. Well, Birmingham, what's happening with them lately, man?
Oh, where do I start, Brownie? Where do I start?
I know, mate.
It's the same old. Thought get Deeney in, push for even, like, guarantee us mid-table. And now, like, the way it's going, we could be into another relegation battle the way we're going if we're not careful.
Yeah, no, I agree, and it's very similar to. Look, I know that we've been in the Premier League a couple of years, before you, but the story of, let's be honest, big clubs, right? Cardiff, Birmingham, big clubs in the Championship, and there are others. Let's not discredit them, but it's just further proof when you look at the finances of Cardiff and Birmingham and others. It's further proof that if you don't get the parachute payment period right when you drop back down into the Championship, you have had it, basically. I mean, how long have how long has Blackburn not returned to a Premier League? I know that they're overspending now. £400,000 a week they're losing, apparently. But it just shows, a prime example is Birmingham and Cardiff as clubs financially in a mess because they didn't get the parachute payment period right.
Yeah, it's one of them, isn't it?
Rubbish owners.
Rubbish owners.
It is rubbish owners, and it's like, I mean, sometimes you think, are they doing it because they want to sell up? Well, sometimes you do think that. Are they creating so much stress on the club or creating so much uncertainty? Are they trying to flog the club? But no one seems to be coming. They're just leaving it fucking rot, basically. Some owners in the Championship leaving it rot, leaving the clubs rot in a hope that some bloody tycoon will come in.
Yeah, pretty much.
It is. Go on.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, you can blame owners for that all you want, but at the end of the day, I personally think it's just the players on the pitch that they're on the pitch. They're who you've got. They're good enough at least for the Championship, and they should be performing week in, week out. No excuses.
Yeah.
Like it's like, but
so you're saying it's inconsistency, then? Yeah, are you saying inconsistency or just fucking players down in tools or what?
Yeah, like our manager sometimes, Lee Bowyer, comes out and says, "Oh, the players have played the best. They play Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday." I'm just like, come on, you're professional footballers. I'm sure everybody, majority of people would rather have their lives than what we have ourselves right now. Like, come on, you have to give 100%. Like, I don't care if you're a professional footballer. It's not hard. It's not hard.
Yeah. So what did they do with Jude Bellingham money then? What did where's that gone? Has that gone on?
Well, if we didn't get that, we could have been in big trouble, put it that way.
So basically then it's gone to cover previous debts and so on.
Pretty much, I'd say, yeah, pretty much.
Right. This thing I thought which was farcical, but this is from an outsider. Did he really retire Jude Bellingham's fucking shirt number?
Yep. Yep.
Why? Because what's the story behind that, then?
They just decided to retire it.
After your previous comment, I thought it was a case of, it just to thank Jude Bellingham for saving the club financially by, agreeing to this transfer or something like that. I thought it could have been something like that. No.
It's probably down to it, maybe. Yeah. Maybe.
Was he that good at Birmingham?
He was great. Honest to God, the season where he was at us, him and goalkeeper Lee Camp, a lot of Blues fans would had to be a 50-50 split. But Lee Camp, our ex-Blues goalkeeper, made some crucial saves. I remember the away game at QPR. If he didn't save the penalty where we just scraped the win, I think it was. We would have been down probably. I think it would have been.
Yeah, Lee Camp has been around the clubs, especially the championship level. But I tell you what, whenever you used to play against Cardiff, QPR, he had a good stretch at QPR, he was always he was always a difficult keeper to get past. But you mentioned keepers, Lee Camp. You did have a former Cardiff keeper go to you.
Yes.
But I remember you saying the other day that he's not even in the starting lineup now. So Camp is keeping him out.
Our main goalkeeper that we brought in on loan from Wolves did get injured for a game or two. So Everidge did come in, but as soon as Matija Sarkic was back, Matija Sarkic was straight in, and Everidge was back on the bench.
Fair enough. And we've had such an injury-prone bloody striker off you. I don't know if Cardiff have kept a receipt, if I'm honest with you. Because I'm sure people within the club would like to have a return. But I'd be honest with you, I couldn't tell you the last time you played a game.
Oh, is it Vassell?
Yeah. You knew what I'm talking. You knew exactly what I'm talking. Was he that injury-prone at Birmingham then?
Yes and no. All Blues fans were raving about him and said he could be big potential, and there was more fans against him going to Cardiff. Like majority of fans did want him to stay because of the huge potential he had. But clearly it was maybe the right decision.
Also, well, I think he played up front with a certain Shea Adams as well, who's not doing too badly at Southampton.
Very good. Very, very good. I mean, I told you the other night, the season under Gary Monk, Shea Adams was on fire. He was absolutely brilliant. I remember his goal away at Swansea. That was an absolute cracker.
Oh, well, even better when it's against Swansea. But
of course.
But very similar to me being a Cardiff fan. It's like when you break it down player by player, you think, oh, he's a good player. He's gone on to better things. And then when they were once in your team together, things just don't click at times. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And right. The only trophy I remember Birmingham winning was that League Cup against Arsenal. Many people say that should have been the end of Wenger's era, but he carried on, and the rest is history. Did you go to that game?
No, like I told you the other night, I watched it on the TV, unfortunately. I wish I went.
Yeah, I bet you did. But I think they got relegated then the same season, didn't they?
It was
and
good
then
to win that.
Europa League and a Championship.
It was great to win that, but then get relegated, and it went downhill from there, really. I watched something, or I think it was, that's it. There's a Blues YouTube channel, but they're also like on Facebook and everything like yourself, called the Tilton Talk Show. They had Curtis Davis. Do you know Curtis Davis? Plays for Derby County. Yeah, he played for Blues in that season, and he was barely in that team. And he turned around to them and on the Tilton Talk Show because they had him on as a special guest. He turned around and said that Alex McLeish was stubborn, and he just stuck with the same 11 that won the League Cup final, and just left the rest and didn't change it even when things were going wrong, because he was that adamant that the ones that won the League Cup final for him would just keep them up as well. But
I got you.
But yeah, Curtis Davis sounded like he didn't like him at all. So
you do get confrontations like that within clubs. I do remember. Now I'm not a lover of him. I'll be honest with you. I'm quite clearly stating it right from the start. But I've heard Robbie Savage a few times say about his move from Birmingham to Blackburn, because he was pushing it so much. because he liked working with Mark Hughes a lot. But I don't like players pushing for transfers. Their employer is, in his case, Birmingham. He was getting paid by Birmingham. He should be giving 100% effort no matter what to Birmingham.
Classic example. Do you remember Peter Odemwingie when he tried to get to QPR with
He
Harry
ended
Redknapp?
up at Cardiff. He ended up at Cardiff about 2 years later. I wish he stayed in that fucking car park in QPR. I'll be honest with you. Fucking shocking player.
He was very good at one stage though, wasn't he? And then after that, it went downhill for him, really.
Yeah, he was at West Brom, I think, the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then he tried to go to QPR on transfer deadline day, and we all know what happened.
Even though Harry Redknapp had no idea about it.
the car park attendant must have been giving him so many tickets on that day, I tell you. But because he was told to train with the reserves at West Brom after that, he ended up in Cardiff when Cardiff were in the Premier League, and boy, he was an absolute dud. Unbelievable. Him, we had Wilfred Zaha, and you look at him now and you think, hang on, he was one of the worst players I've ever seen in a Cardiff shirt.
Yeah, pretty much.
It just shows that certain players will only fit with certain clubs. And right, what I'll do, right, Clive is just in a chat. I mentioned this to Harry, guys. So what I'm going to do, Clive, I'm going to send it to you. I was meant to do a Brentford watch along with and Clive coming in because he went to. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Sorry, mate. Carry on talking for a minute, Harry. Carry on talking for a minute.
Well, yeah, that was a crazy outcome. There's been obviously a few, like the one you mentioned as well. Crazy, isn't it? It's crazy how much players get transferred for God knows how much money to other clubs these days as well.
Sorry, Clive, I've sent it to you Facebook, okay? Your Facebook Messenger. Basically, what was going to happen, guys, was that I was going to do a watch along with Brentford Man City. One thing led to another, so we didn't do a watch along, but I had already agreed with Brentford Clive. He's another one I've done with on a Brownie Meets type of show. And we had already agreed that I'd have Brentford Clive. He's gone to the game tonight, so for him to come in at half time and full time. And I say, because we're talking a championship, you come in, I'm sure he'll have a few stories about going to Birmingham, that's for sure.
We can talk Premier League as well. It's honestly up to you, Brownie. It's up to you.
Did you watch a game tonight? I didn't watch a game.
I don't even know. I don't even know what the score is.
No, I don't. Well, I'm gonna have to. Before he comes in, I'm gonna have to fucking check it out tonight. So, what's your opinion with regarding Grealish? What's Birmingham's opinion? Birmingham fans' opinion of Grealish?
Well, what it is at Villa, let's be real, majority of Blues fans wouldn't have liked him. If I'm being honest, yes, I wasn't keen on him because he was a Villa player, but at the end of the day, you have to give him respect, and he was a very good player for Aston Villa. Yeah,
I agree. Just to let you know, and people in the Chelsea drew with Brighton 1-1 in the end. I knew it was 1-1 during the game, and Man City beat Brentford 1-0. So we'll have a good chat with Brentford, Clive.
Man City 1-0 or Brentford 1-0?
Yeah, 1-0. Yeah, Man City.
To be fair, that I would have probably predicted that scoreline. Probably, I think Brentford have got a good defence, so they wouldn't have conceded more than 2 goals against City.
Well, I did text message Clive at half time, and I don't know, guys in the chat, you can pick up on this whether or not he was saying they didn't deserve to be 1-0 down. But let's go to chat anyway. I have been ignoring the chat because I want to get to know you, get to know the channel. Here we go. Pause in the house. Hope you well. Yeah, I'm good, mate. And you good, sir. Guys, please, if you're watching this or you're watching it later, please check out Harry, Lichfield and Tamworth Bluenoses. Even if you're not a Birmingham fan, to give how many of you are not Cardiff fans? Yeah, to bloody watch my mug every night.
If I'm being honest, mate, because like when you got on my match preview for Cardiff, the Cardiff one where you did a score prediction video for me,
Yeah.
probably, to be fair, probably half of my subscribers are probably the opposite. Well, not half, but like 25-30% of them are probably like the people who have done, well, them fans that eat from other clubs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no,
It's just about getting everyone together, isn't it?
That's the football. It's the football community as a whole, really. Right. Okay. Oh, that's strange. Right. Hang on, Clive. I do apologise, mate. Balls to it. Let's try it. Right, I'm going to try it. Only Clive is coming in, yeah? I don't want this to be bombarded with people trying to get on. Right, so let's see if that works, Clive. There you go. I've chucked in the... sorry, just going back to the chat, mate. Steve Hill, City had 81% at one point.
That doesn't surprise me either.
No, it doesn't.
City should win that game, but I think Brentford would have made it hard for them.
You know what? I get bored of watching Man City. I really do.
I like watching Liverpool.
Well, last night, I don't not watch long, as you know, last night.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible game. Terrible game.
I heard Salah missed the penalty. That's what I heard about that.
Yeah. And the follow-up as well. Yeah. Stephen's in the house. And he says, Brownie gets a lot of Arsenal fans watching because he's secret. No, freaking not. No, basically, which would help Harry out, really. I do a lot of collaborating with Arsenal fans as well. I go on to be because sometimes it's good to have a neutral talk about games and so on and so forth. And
Brand, get on Arsenal fan TV.
Yeah, no. Well, apart from Arsenal fan TV, no. but it does help. They come into my channel, and it does help grow both channels at the same time. You see, but best way to go on. Clive, you're not still struggling, are you? Well, Cameron is in the house. Hi, Cameron. Hope you're well. Now, Cameron has got a channel which is not football. Actually, it's all about impersonations. So check his out, yeah. And Stefan says winter is not you. You know what, mate? It freaking well is for me. I'm telling you.
Yeah, blooming is.
Do you know? Are Birmingham going to strengthen in January? Do you think? What's a word going around?
I don't even answer that question. Really, probably not. I would hope so, but maybe some frees and loans, but that's about it, really. I really wish we could get Riley McGree back, even on loan to the end of the season, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So,
what I'm going to do while I am going to put a link to your channel in the chat as well, right? So, just in case people can't find you, we all know how YouTube can help the bigger channels at times. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a link into your channel. So if anyone can't find you, they can look at that link. So bear with me, mate.
No worries, mate.
There you go, guys. There's a link to Harry's channel, Lichfield and Tamworth Bluenoses. Please check him out. So that should be going on the Facebook page and the YouTube.
Thank you, mate.
No worries. No worries. Well, Clive, it doesn't seem Clive is coming in. Give me a few minutes to get back in cars. Right. Okay, Clive, I tell you what I'll do. What I will do then, we'll come to an end of this show, if that's all right with you, Harry. All right? And I may start a Q&A, and then I'll have Clive in, and we'll take it from there, my friend, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to talk a bit more about Championship or not, or
Yeah, go on then. Clive, listen, crawl to your car, son. Crawl to your car, okay? Just crawl to your car.
I
Go
mean,
on then, let's
see
championship.
if you can join us in 5 minutes or something.
Fair enough. All right, no worries. All right. You twisted my arm.
But
Right,
yeah,
championship. Let's. I need to get a championship table up here first, right?
I've wrote it all down. I have.
You see, I've always been bloody amateur. I've always been amateur. Right. Bournemouth for top. Now, regarding Bournemouth, Cardiff, we're playing them tomorrow. Great. Just how I like it. Right. So Bournemouth top, Fulham a second.
Yeah.
Then Blackburn have broken that top three now with West
Do
Brom.
you know?
Go on.
Blackburn are in a good chance to win the Championship. You know, with the they're only 1 point behind Bournemouth.
Yeah, you're right. Fulham have got a game in hand though.
They realistically, with all the squads and everything, Fulham should win the league.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do agree with you.
And that man Mitrovic up front, like you should think he should fire them to the league to the Championship title. So,
I mean, people hated the Venkies when they took over Blackburn in the Premier League. I mentioned this the other day because it was on Price of Football podcast with regarding Kieran Maguire, the football finance expert, and the Venkies, who are like an Indian chicken company or egg company or something like that. Anyway, right? They bought Blackburn when they're in the Premier League, not knowing that they could be relegated from the Premier League. You know, they didn't go down. The ownership didn't go down too well with Blackburn fans, but
yeah,
they now turned the corner now. And as I've mentioned, according to Kieran Maguire, the owners are actually putting £400,000 a week to cover their weekly debts.
wow,
That's how much they're gambling on this season. You know,
well, they got a great chance with Ben Burton Diaz.
Going down when you got West Brom, which they're so inconsistent, is incredible.
Yeah.
Then Middlesbrough. Now,
that
I love Neil Warnock, right?
I don't. I really don't.
Obviously, I think he overdone his time at Cardiff, but
yeah. Do you remember when he had a go at
Chris Wilder's in charge now at Borough?
Yeah.
But I don't think it'd been really fair on Warnock, I'll be honest with you.
Do you remember when Neil Warnock had a go at Nuno Espirito Santo for Wolves when he was a manager? That was funny.
That was by far the most craziest last 2-3 minutes of a game I've ever seen in my life. I'll be honest with you. I knew he'd miss that penalty as well. Steve says gonna have to go. Yeah, no worries, Steve. Sorry, man. What do you think of Forest, then?
Nottingham Forest, great resurgence from where they were. They were really struggling before they got their new manager in.
Former Swansea manager. Cooper, isn't it? Former Swansea manager.
Steve Cooper. He's done really well. They've got, to be honest, they should get the top 6 with the players they've got. Like, they've got a really good team.
Sheffield United now around about the halfway mark after getting rid of Jokanovic.
They got Paul Heckingbottom in charge. He was the interim boss while Chris Warner originally got sacked.
Yeah, they got 2 or 3 games in hand on teams as well.
consider if they get the playoffs, considering how start they had, and I mean we beat them in the first game of the season, which was great away day. But yeah, in general they had really bad results. They weren't even scoring goals. They were struggling as a whole. And I think it'll be a really good achievement if they can get playoffs now, considering as well the fact that all those players at Sheffield United are the ones that were in the Premier League more or less last season, so they'd have been
Yeah,
low on confidence. So to come
yeah.
out of the rut that they were halfway through this season and now starting to turn it round is very, very good from them.
Yeah, I
Them.
agree with you there. I agree with you. I remember. You probably too young to remember, but I remember Roy Keane taking over Sunderland. They come down from a Premier League, and Sunderland were in a relegation zone during the Christmas period. Roy Keane took over during January. They bought basically a complete new team, and he
Yeah.
went from relegation zone in December to Championship winners in the May. You know, that's how just mental a championship can be, isn't it? It is a
Yeah.
great league. It's a great league.
Oh, I want to say something as well. Like this season, it seems to every single season in the championship seems to get better and better. But this season by far has been the best championship season. Because you just have to look at the league, how close it is, and how tight games are. Anyone can win a game in the championship this season against any team.
But going on that, I certain clubs now are playing the parachute kind of game now. They're quite happy to go be yo-yoing as long as they get that parachute money, and
Yeah.
and as a result of that, that's creating a 2 or 3 league system within the championship now. Um, uh, Going down, obviously, Birmingham, Cardiff. It's only 5 points between us. We've got a game in hand on you.
A team I want to quickly touch on is Coventry City. They've dropped
Yeah,
off in
yeah.
recent
Go
weeks.
on.
And a lot of, in general, football fans did predict that they would eventually drop off, and that is
Yeah,
now starting to happen.
yeah. They were always gonna drop off, just strength and depth. But they've done well. They used
Okay,
to
definitely.
ground share with you guys, didn't they?
You what, sorry? Yeah, they
They
did.
used to
Yes.
ground share with you guys.
Yeah, when they couldn't afford to play in their stadium, basically, so we gave
Yeah.
them our stadium as well. And of
So
course, we ended up playing them. And,
on your way game, Birmingham fans had to go in their own away end.
yeah, well, it was all scattered around, but yeah, the Blues fans were in that away end. Yeah, but I weren't there for that
Uh,
game, unfortunately.
Steve Harris, Brownie's Morrison manager. Yeah, he is more, and I like him. I like him compared to the dinosaur we had before then.
Do you know what? When you played us at home, I went to that game, of course.
Yeah,
Um, Steve Morrison looked lost. Like just before the whistle went for half time, he looked lost and he didn't know what he didn't have. It looked like he had no clue on the touchline. But fair play to him, he made 2 good subs of them youngsters that you mentioned to me. They changed the game, and fair play, great man
and
management
you know
from him.
what? A couple of games before then, we went to Stoke, and at halftime we were losing 3-0. He
Yeah,
made similar substitutions, and we got out of it 3-0.
yeah.
You know, it's
Your
crazy.
away fan surprised me a bit as well. I didn't expect you to have as good a support as you did. So fair play to all the Cardiff
Well,
fans that made
I
it
think a
down.
lot of it is because of this COVID issue. I don't know if how many people in the chat know at this moment in time, no supporters can attend any football games in Wales, no matter home or away. However, tomorrow when Cardiff go to Bournemouth, Cardiff fans can actually travel. So I think a lot of it could well be. A lot of it as well, we have to bring into it is that the Morrison kind of new manager bounce has injected a lot more enthusiasm with Cardiff fans, and with Birmingham only an hour or 2 away up the road. I think that that I did try and get a ticket,
Yeah.
but they sold out very quickly. I'll be honest with you.
It honestly, like I say, I think because the season before, I think you come to us and didn't bring as many fans, and I was like, "Whoa, fair play to you all." I thought, "Wow,
Yeah,
this is great." It was just,
yeah.
I know I'm
A
a
new
Blues
manager
fan.
bounce. I mean,
I know I'm a Blues fan, but I stayed to the end, and I respect away fans for travelling. And I'm not gonna lie, I stayed to the end just to watch your fans like celebrate with all the players and Steve Morrison.
I bet because we scored equaliser in the 93rd minute, I bet you didn't want. I wish you didn't stay to the end now. Yeah.
Oh, honestly, I like that sort. I know it was against us, and like I didn't um like that, of course, but just to see it in general, if I'm thinking as general as a football fan, which I can
Yeah,
turn
I know
into
what you
that
mean.
as well,
I know
I
what
just
you
thought it
mean.
was great to see.
I know what you mean. It can be accused modern day football and modern day football stadiums and so on and so forth can be accused of being very boring and very, let's be honest, some stadiums are like libraries. But
Reading,
but
Reading, Reading.
well, Reading definitely, absolutely definitely. But some clubs, and Championship. Let's be honest. Let's go for it. Birmingham, Cardiff, Swansea, although it's obviously going to be cause a better atmosphere. Swansea and Cardiff. QPR, I love going to QPR.
Oh,
It is one
yeah,
of my best away days.
yeah.
Millwall can be a bit of an arse to get to Millwall. Because you've got to go from one side of London to the other. But yeah, to me, my favourite away day in Championship is QPR.
Yeah, that's definitely up there. I'd put Derby away up there. I'd even put yours, Cardiff away up there. I like Fulham away. I know we spoke the other night, and you don't really like Fulham away.
Yeah,
But yeah, I liked Fulham away. I mean, when you take a big crowd away to Fulham, it's just away crowd to Fulham. It's just electric.
yeah. Brentford used to be a good one as well.
Yeah,
Brentford used to be
I've
a good one.
never done that. I never did that. And I kind of regret not doing it because it looked very good.
Bristol City. Bristol City was always a good one, but that could be the rivalry between Cardiff and Bristol
Well,
City. I don't.
do you remember Blues won there on the last day of the season that season to stay up in the championship at Ashton Gate under the Harry Redknapp era?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What's your opinion on a Harry Redknapp?
The only good thing about him coming to Blues was we made a good chant about him that was very catchy.
uh, Steve said we went to Blackburn the other week for a team in third getting proud. They've always been like that, Steve. They've always been like that.
He was with me at Blackburn. He
All
took
right,
me
okay. So
again.
Steve's a Birmingham fan. Well, get over,
Yeah.
Steve. Get over to bloody YouTube and become a subscriber of Football Brownie as well. Yeah, no, but Blackburn have always had that issue. I remember when they're in the Premier League, and doing quite well in the Premier League. I don't know if it's changed now, but the stand which was opposite the camera, which were the seating was like blue and red, blue and red, blue and red. It was a
Yeah.
small stand. That was never full, never full. But and what you have to think about Blackburn, all fair, Birmingham very similar as well. There's a lot of clubs in that area for the population. The likes of Cardiff, we're lucky, but the nearest club is, well, I suppose if you want to count Newport, but the nearest top two tier is Swansea, which is 30, 40 mile away. You can't really say that with the likes of Birmingham, Blackburn, I suppose. With Birmingham, you've got what? West Brom, Villa, Birmingham, Coventry,
Yeah.
Wolves. If you want to go slightly down, Warsaw, and there's a lot of clubs in a small area, isn't there?
Yeah, it's the Blackburn thing that the Blackburn fans are very quiet.
Yeah, they are. They really are. But apparently, your singing was awful as well.
I
Apparently,
don't
yeah.
know if he's on about me or if he's on about the Blackburn
I
fans.
reckon he's on about you. I reckon he's on about you.
Nah, I
Right.
chant. I don't sing. I chant.
Right. Last topic, and it is still Championship. Derby.
Oh,
Do you get on with Derby or not?
uh,
I don't know. West East Midlands. I don't know.
it can be seen as a rivalry.
Okay.
Um, when we play them, it can be a bit feisty. I think there's mutual respect there, but it can get a bit feisty. Yeah.
Um, you know what? If I've always said, even after a point deduction, the first point deduction, not the second one, but I always thought that they could still survive in a championship. But I think I was talking to Kieran Maguire announced that or retweeted, sorry, that the new ownership or new possible ownership has actually backed out now of taking over Derby.
Yeah.
Big rumours now that they could actually be liquidated and may not end the season.
Like I was
Now,
saying to the other night,
yeah,
that's
even
horrible.
any football fan, listen, any football fan, um, must feel sorry for. I do feel sorry because the ownership, um, if you don't put company accounts in for what 5 years going, something's always fishy, and yeah, I do really fear now for Derby fans. I really do, man.
Mike Ashley to the rescue.
Well, hey, there was rumours a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
Once
I
Mike,
heard as well.
the rumours a couple of weeks ago, Mike Ashley's team, uh, Clive. What I'll do, Clive. I'll set up another show, a Q&A. How long, Clive? Let me know how long it takes you to get home. Or let me know when you're in the service station or something, and um, anyway, when Mike Ashley, uh, received, when that takeover Newcastle was complete, there was rumours and big rumours that his team were actually scouting around championship teams, really, to do a very similar thing what he was doing in Newcastle, basically buy a championship team on a cheap,
Yeah.
get them to the Premier League, sell them in the Premier League, make a profit. That's the only way. That's the only way you can make money in football these days. But you do have to gamble, like Villa did.
Huh?
But Cardiff apparently he was looking at. He was definitely looking at Derby because it would have been far cheaper to buy Derby. However, he didn't like the administrator or fell out with the administrator. I'm
You
hearing
see,
he was looking at Birmingham as well.
some Blues fans like the idea, but I am not too sure about that one, if I'm being honest.
I think it all depends where you see your club. I think it all depends where you see your club. Um, whether they right or not, I think many Newcastle fans see them. I remember Newcastle in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
And going to the Champions League, playing Barcelona off the park, blah blah blah. So there would be a generation after me who basically were born into that kind of. They didn't win the title, they should have, but were born into that success. So they can only remember that success. Then Mike Ashley come and it kind of lowered out. Although let's be honest, before bloodies, I remember Newcastle in bloody old League One or Division 3, but kind of like when you're used to success, you always think that it's automatically going to come to you. Where football goes around in circles, as a Birmingham fan or a Cardiff fan
Huh?
knows. If I'm honest with you, given the ownership we've had in the last 10, 15 years, look, I can take Cardiff being bloody 18th in the Premier League any day of a week.
Yeah.
I can take their stability. Rather than gambling, overpaying for players, when you get to the Premier League, and all of a sudden, bloody, the club owes the owner fucking millions because the
Yeah.
owners lent it for these shitty transfers.
It's like Lee Bowyer when he first came into us at the end of last season. I was thinking, okay, 3-year project to keep us up at the end of the season, which he did, and then next season build on what we've done and maybe finish mid-table. Then the season after that, try and push closer to the playoffs. And then on the third season, make sure you get in the playoffs. That's how I saw it as a Blues fan when he came in, and I still sort of do. But at the moment, obviously, the way it's going, we'll be lucky to even get mid-table this season.
You also need a combined effort, don't you? You also need the backing of the board. You also need all the players to bloody, come together, which is very hard, really. Let's be honest. It is really hard. You must have agents and clubs bloody trying to turn your head all the time.
Well, apparently Blues as well. We might have to be selling our so-called best players that are worth money. That's how little money we actually have at the moment, apparently, to buy players.
Yeah, the same with Cardiff. This is why the ownership of Cardiff must be loving every moment of it at the moment, because they know damn well that this potential golden generation is coming. Let's be honest, it's pennies coming through free of charge from the under-23s. And so a lot of the players who were on former Premier League contracts are coming to the end now in the summer.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, finally we can get rid of these Premier League wages. Oh yeah, another under-23 players coming through. We'll give him £100 a week.
That's the same with us. We've got quite a few players running out in contracts in the summer, and I'm just sat here even now, just in my head thinking, what the hell is going to happen?
I know
for our club.
It's many owners don't know football. They're just good businessmen, and they've made their money elsewhere, and they think they can make money in football. But many don't realise just how much of a jump it is from under-23 level to first team level.
If I'm honest, though, mate, some of the under-23 players for various clubs show more passion than the first team players.
Yeah, I know, but quality-wise, some of these under-23s need to go out on loan to maybe a League One or League Two level to help make that step up.
To be fair, Blues are actually, that's one thing Blues are good at. They do send the youngsters out on loan, but it's come to a stage now where we've got a youngster out on loan at Livingston called Odin Bailey. He's been out on loan now for about 3-4 seasons probably. And me, including other Blues fans at the start of the season, said he has to at least get in the matchday squad. And Riley McGree, he's a similar type of player to Riley McGree. He plays in the cam role, like number 10. And Riley McGree's gone back, and Lee Bowyer's automatically just dismissed, recalled him straight away. And some Blues fans aren't happy about that.
Well, we had a youngster, Kieran Brown, left back, going to St. Johnstone, I think. St. Johnstone were, praising him. So the fans were praising him so much. And before I go any further, Ryan, Mr. Arson podcast. I've been waiting to do a Brownie meets Mr. Arson podcast for freaking ages. We need to sort it out. Sorry, man. But basically, this cute people were seeing, forums are easy access, to think what opinions of other football supporters are. And this Kieran Brown went on loan to St. Johnstone, apparently done bloody bits up there. He come back. Freaking dreadful, mate. I really don't think
The thing with
I remember when Scottish League was a good standard. I really think it's dropped massively in recent years, and I don't think the likes of St. Johnstone or Livingston, there's no way that standard is championship. Absolutely no way.
Yeah. The thing is with Odin Bailey, though, like I say, he's on loan at Livingston. But it's like last season, he scored the winner against Middlesbrough at home, 90th minute winner, and then straight away sent him out on loan. I was just like, what are you doing? I was just like, what are we doing?
I don't know, but sometimes loans like that can help the mentality of young players. They think they could work, the attitude. They think they're better than what they actually are, and it brings them back down to ground a bit.
If you look at a team like Chelsea, though, that they done their young players and sent them out on loan for
Yeah,
years and years, and that's wrong. Like, yeah, send them out, but
yeah.
not for like 10 years or something like that.
Basically, what they're doing, they by loaning them out to, let's be honest, the likes of Brighton and everyone like that, they put them, they're hauling them out. Really, they're hauling them out. They're still putting them in a in the shop window. Matthew says it's lagging. Oh, I do apologise, guys. Do
Oh, you're
apologise.
not like via me. You're not lagging, mate.
Yeah, no, me neither. Me neither. Listen, it's coming up to an hour anyway. We'll knock on ahead. Just in case it is lagging. And bloody, if I refresh it, it could all go to bollocks, if I'm honest with you.
Quick question though, mate. Who gets relegated from the Championship first, and then ask you?
I'm think you go first.
Looking at the table currently, I'm gonna say Barnsley get rock bottom.
Yeah.
I then think, this is a tough one. I'm gonna say Peterborough 23rd. So 24th Barnsley, Peterborough 23rd. I'm going to stick to my guns and say Derby will stay up, but that is only as long as Wayne Rooney is still the manager in charge of them. And that's without.
Listen, I'm only going on what I'm hearing from Kieran Maguire in recent days regarding Derby. I'll come back with a question regarding that. Unfortunately, I think Derby will finish last, with 0 points, and I'll tell you why. I think Barnsley and Peterborough. I'm sick of Barnsley, if I'm honest with you. I hate going up there. I used to hate going up there. It's a fucking shithole. And
good away.
Yeah.
He's a good away day though. But like, if Barnsley want to start, for example, they're really going to have to start turning their home stadium, the Oakwell, into a fortress for the rest of the season.
Well, listen, back in the day, the fans used to turn it into a fortress. I remember a minibus driver taking the wrong way, fucking dropping us off right in the middle of them. Never. But regarding Derby, now if Kieran Maguire is right and the rumours within Derby are true, but they are going to be liquidated, I literally cannot remember what happens to the points they've collected. I literally can't remember.
Yeah, I mean it's not nice, is it? I mean they'd be in a great position right now if they weren't deducted all them points, wouldn't they?
So, but also, does that mean that if your team has beaten Derby and collected 3 points, then you have 3 points deducted? It could become a hell of a mess, couldn't it?
I think if they're not deducted anymore, I think they will stay up. But if they are, not a chance.
Yeah, I'm thinking of liquidation really. If it just goes bust and they can't fulfil their fixtures, I'm wondering what. I can't remember the last time a club was liquidated like that.
I don't think it would be this season where they could get liquidated, but if things are not sorted at their club, it could come like in the next year or so.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what January brings, because there's also rumours that come January, every player is officially a free agent at Derby, and that includes Wayne Rooney as well. So, surely you'd have other Championship clubs fishing around for free agents from Derby, especially,
I'm going to be a big shout here. The way Man United are playing, they might as well put Rooney in charge.
That's another subject. That's another subject for another show.
But yeah, are we going to go on with giving this relegation prediction with the possibility of them being liquidated or not involving it?
Yeah, I think. Well, in my opinion, they're going to be liquidated. So it will be Derby bottom, Barnsley and Peterborough. I think basically the same as it is now.
I agree with you, but I think if the liquidation doesn't happen for Derby, I think I think Hull or Reading will go down. I'm going to go with Hull. So I think Reading have got a little bit too
Oh,
much of the
and coming
players.
from Cardiff, Hull used to be a freaking nightmare to get to as well. But fuck yeah, no.
As for the top of the
Right,
table, though, who do you think goes up and who wins the playoffs?
I think you'll see the same. I think Fulham and Bournemouth will be the top two,
I have changed my mind.
and I've gone for Blackburn. You've gone for Blackburn on automatic. I've gone for Blackburn in the playoffs.
I think Fulham will win the league. I think Blackburn will get second, and I don't actually think Bournemouth will go up.
No,
Nope. I think the team that will win the playoffs, I'm going to give it QPR.
no, I don't think they got strength in depth. I know they're doing well. I know they play attractive football, but
Yeah.
I Bournemouth is still got a
Maybe a
parity
late
paper.
sneak from Sheffield United, maybe.
Hey, I tell you, there's always that theory that when that pushes and gets that last place in the playoffs, I've got a big momentum.
You know what? I'll give you my three teams straight up.
Go
I'll
on.
go Fulham to win the league, Blackburn to get second, and Sheffield United to win the playoffs.
There you go, there you go, there you go. Matthew comes back and says, "It was my Wi-Fi." Oh, sorry, I'm speaking Spanish. It was my Wi-Fi. All good now, bro. Respect from Reddit's baggies. Boing, boing.
And as we're on the Championship, who do you think will get relegated from the Premier League into the Championship?
Oh, I'm sick of Burnley in the Premier League now. I'm really sick of Burnley.
Well, we
Honestly,
spoke about this. We spoke about this the other day, didn't we? And I said if they stay up, Burnley, and we mentioned Kiefer Moore together the other night. I think
yeah,
Kiefer Moore would be a perfect fit for Burnley.
I do as well. But that would only come if Chris Moore gets moved out. Chris Wood gets moved out. Um, I'm going for Watford now. They're in a mess, in a
Yeah,
total mess. I think Newcastle stay up. I'm going for Watford, Norwich, and Burnley.
yeah.
Yeah, you
Probably,
agree? Or
I'll
not?
probably. I think Newcastle, like I said to you again, another thing I said to you the other night, that Man United result, it's either going to kickstart the season. It's going to go one of two ways. It'll kickstart the season, they can build in January and they can get themselves out of it, or it will just go the complete opposite way and we'll go into just torture and doom for them and they'll be in the Championship next season.
I hope we know the Championship because to me that is one less promotion place for Cardiff to chase. If I'm honest with you,
The
um,
Mr. Arsenal podcast just said something interesting about Watford in there.
one I think we're free now with Watford just surviving. Now they sacked their second manager. They sacked their second manager of the season already.
Ranieri's still there, isn't he?
Borough win the playoffs, relegation Premier League. I hope it's Watford, Norwich, Newcastle. I I understand why people want Newcastle to be relegated. I get it, but as a supporter of a team in a championship, it would make it far freaking harder for us to bloody get promotion.
Is
With them.
Ranieri still at Watford, mate?
No, it's sacked yesterday.
They sacked him.
Sacked him yesterday. Yeah,
Honest to God, I think that is a ridiculous decision. I think if they had any chance
I know.
of staying up, it would have been down to him.
Yeah, they sacked him yesterday after Matthew comes back and says Norwich are poor. Would love Leeds go. Yeah, I think Leeds going to have to stay up only because the other teams are worse off than them.
Yeah, I agree. The thing is, though, will Bielsa? I could see Bielsa ending up losing his job if results don't start turning for them.
And Ryan comes back in and says Arsenal are whipping boys. Not Arsenal whipping boys. Norwich are whipping boys again. Newcastle are like Jekyll and Hyde. Can't stand them. Yeah, Burnley. Look, the kind of like dream the football fan dream Burnley is gone now. They overstayed a welcome for me in the Premier League.
The one person I
Regarding
feel
Newcastle,
sorry, mate. The
no,
one person I feel sorry for if Burnley went down there, Sean Dyche. I think he's done an amazing job to keep them in the Premier League, season upon season.
yeah, I agree. He overstayed as well. He overstayed his time at Burnley, especially when the likes of Everton and so on come knocking. You know, I don't know. I think Newcastle, before that game against Man United, Newcastle had two ways to go.
Yeah.
They either spent a hell of a lot and overspent in January, which I think they're going to do now, or they just hold their hands up, say, okay, we'll take one season in the Championship with parachute payments, and then we'll press a restart button. I do think that point against Man United may have pushed them towards, okay, let's spend a bit in January. Let's get for that survivor, especially the way Watford are now. They can, Watford are their target. I say sacked Ranieri yesterday.
Someone's just commented saying they haven't seen anything on Watford's Twitter about Ranieri being sacked.
Oh, it was, hang on. Sure, it was yesterday. Sure, Ranieri was sacked yesterday.
Honestly, I must admit, I haven't seen anything either. I hope they haven't, because if they have, I think they're relegated to 100%.
What? Unless it was just a Twitter rumor.
Maybe. Has Sky Sports put anything about it?
Hang on. Hang on a minute.
No worries, mate.
Sure, that was yesterday. Bloody hell. Well, there you go. Right, there you go. Well, the Football Tavern. Right, where are you saying that? Is it coming from? There you go. No, that was yesterday.
Interesting.
That was yesterday. Whether or not it's officially, I don't know. I'm just
bad decision though if they have.
Yeah, and someone, I don't know, but yeah. View from a stands. Hi, View from a stands. Many thanks, mate, for all your help. Loving the hat, Brownie. Yeah, this was my Mick McCarthy hat. Hey up. Chips and gravy. Long ball.
What was your views on Mick McCarthy?
Never wanted him from the start, I'll be completely honest with you. When he knew that he couldn't do anything, he was basically pushing for the exit button. Ended up playing. We played West Brom at home. Played 5 centre halves. He dropped a recognised right back, dropped a recognised left back. Played 5 centre halves across, and he done the same then. Against Swansea. Got absolutely battered.
Did you win away at Middlesbrough or not? Or something. I swear you did, didn't you? I can't remember.
No, we lost to Middlesbrough 2-0 at home.
Oh.
Yeah. We still got that away game to go. I did actually put a 2-0 Middlesbrough win on a bet as well. I knew it would come.
Fair play.
Yeah, no, but Matthew's in the house. Right. I am going to knock you on the head now. It's 1 hour, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it'll be a live Q&A. Give it 10, 15 minutes. But Harry, plug your channel for the last minute. And guys, if you don't get over to Harry's channel and subscribe, you'll have me to deal with. Me and my hat to deal with, all right? So go on, Harry.
Yes, guys. So if you could all subscribe to Lichfield and Tamworth Bluenoses, be absolutely amazing. Yes, it's mainly blues content, but I do match previews for all the games we play in all the teams we play in the championship, and I always have fan score prediction videos on there. So make sure to subscribe to see all that and all the other amazing content that's on there as well. So yeah, thank you very much, everyone, and I appreciate it if you could all subscribe.
And if you look back on his previous videos, and you see my ugly mug predicting a 2-1 Cardiff win, but I was wrong as per usual.
You were close. You were close to getting it though.
I was very close. Yeah, I was very close. But hey, Harry, many thanks for for your time tonight.
It's a pleasure, mate, as always.
All the best for your channel, and I hope that people have a look, check your channel out, and in the end subscribe and give you the 11 support.
Thank you very much, mate.
No worries. Many thanks. Okay, Brownie's late night Q&A. Give it half hour max, and I'll go live then. Many thanks, Harry. Much appreciated, mate.
Look forward to it, mate.